What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here with your $1,400 third stimulus check update, as well as children that will be receiving up to $5,000 in this third stimulus check. Yeah, we got a lot of breaking new details. We have parts and pieces of the actual bill coming from directly from the Congressional Budget Office. I'm going to show you directly on the screen what the details are of this third stimulus check package as we're nearing the finish line, so you know exactly how much money you're going to get and how many different buckets of money that you might be able to qualify for in this video. This comes as millions of people today are without power from the winter storms. We have about a foot of snow, and it's still snowing here in Northeast Ohio right now. Let me know how it is where you are. Have you lost power? Have you gotten snow? I know a lot of people say down south they've gotten days and days of rain. So yeah, it's just kind of been one of those years already, 2021, right? It's living up to its promise to take over from its predecessor. Also, if you want to, comment down below what you want me to change that sign to next. I'll be changing that here probably later today. Remember, it can only be 8 letters on a line and 3 lines. So comment down below what you want me to change the sign to, and I just might change it to what you pick. Also, if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on updates on the third stimulus check package and the fourth stimulus package that has already been announced will be coming afterwards, called the Build Back Better package from President Joe Biden, as well as the other things we cover on this channel, such as unemployment bonuses, rent and mortgage assistance, as well as the student loan forgiveness and Social Security increases that will be coming out in the future. And don't forget to smash the like button for us. It really helps out our channel. All right, we're going to go. This is one of those videos you want to watch all the way to the end because I got a lot of details for you of what is actually in the bill that is expected to be finished this week in the U.S. House of Representatives. And this is going to be the video that gives us all the details about how much money you're going to get, who's going to qualify, are you going to get 2 or 3 different buckets of money? We're going to give you all the details right now, and I'm going to show you it directly on the screen so that you know it's the truth. Okay, here we go. Here is the Congressional Budget Office's cost estimate of the bill. Remember, it's split up into subcommittees. The subcommittees are writing the third stimulus check bill, and these are basically the subcommittees' Congressional Budget Office cost estimate. This always has to happen when they're submitting a bill. We have to know how much it costs, and this gives us a lot of details. We have I picked out the 3 most important ones, so we're, because there's more than 3, but a lot of them really don't affect everybody else. So first, we'll start with this first one here, which is appropriate funds for educated-related programs, labor-related programs, childcare, human services, community support programs, and nutrition programs. And here is a big one right here. Increase the federal minimum wage to $15 per hour by 2025. And then notice this right here, which would affect the federal budget and impose intergovernmental and private sector mandates. This is important here. They put this there for a reason, because remember, the Senate parliamentarian is going to be looking over this bill to decide if it affects the federal budget. Because remember, to pass it with the Reconciliation Act, the Reconciliation Card, it has to affect the budget. Anything that doesn't affect the budget cannot be passed through reconciliation. And well, Nancy Pelosi is sending a message to the parliamentarian here that the $15 an hour minimum wage increase by 2025 would affect the federal budget. So we'll see if they take that little hint there, if this can make it all the way through to the finish line and get passed, as there's some Democrats in the Senate that oppose that. Okay, they also want to expand eligibility for federally funded worker compensation benefits to certain federal employees and maritime workers affected by the virus, and subsidize premiums for coverage under COBRA at 85% for people enrolled in the coverage through September 2021. So this is for people that have lost their jobs, that the government may actually cover up to 85% of your COBRA cost to help you keep your health insurance if you lost your job from the pandemic. Now I'll scroll down here a little bit, and you'll notice that the COBRA credit will be a subsidy in the form of a tax credit or a tax refund for 85% of premiums that you pay through Cobra for people that basically need it. This will actually be $9.9 billion over the 2021 through 2030 period. So it looks like this could actually go in effect for 9 years, which is kind of crazy. Okay, and as you can see here, these pages are dozens and dozens and dozens of pages long, but we're not going to go through them all. But we do want to go through child nutrition and related programs because this will affect some of you for sure. So the Congressional Budget Office is putting out $6.6 billion. They would appropriate about $500 million to fund an increase in certain benefits under the SNAP program and the WIC program, and an additional $390 million for activities to increase participation in WIC, basically expanding possibly the eligibility for this. Both of these provisions would cost $880 million. So there is going to be an additional extension or increase in SNAP and WIC coming out in the future from this third stimulus check package, which is a very good thing. Also, this would expand the PEBT program by providing benefits in the summer months after a period during which schools are closed for at least 5 consecutive days, and expand eligibility to children under the age of 6 with the households that receive the Nutrition Assistance Program in Puerto Rico, North Mariana Islands, and American Samoa. Okay, next we're going to move on to the next Congressional Budget Office estimate from the House Committee on Financial Services. As you can see, these things are dozens and dozens of pages, but I'm just going to show you the important ones that are going to affect possibly you. This one has approximately $75 billion for 2021 for housing and community development programs. All right, as you can see here, $19 billion for rental assistance for households that are low income and have members who are unemployed. This is going to be a third round of rental assistance. If you've been following the channel, you'll know that the second round of mortgage and rental assistance is going out right now from the second stimulus check package. So this is going to provide, I don't know, about 20, 30, 40, 50 some billion dollars here more in the different forms of that going forward. This will expand eligibility and make it available to new people if you didn't qualify, and also make more available to people who qualified in the past. So $19 billion for households that are low income and or have members who are unemployed. $15 billion for payroll support grants to passenger air carriers and related contractors. $10 billion for states, territories, and municipalities to fund small business financing programs. That will be interesting to see when that comes out. You might be able to get small business financing through this bill, as well as $10 billion for the purchase and production of medical supplies to respond to the pandemic. And an additional $10 billion for states and tribes to provide mortgage assistance and other financial assistance to homeowners impacted by the pandemic, as well as an additional $11 billion for rental assistance, homeless services and support, housing counseling, and mortgage support. So as you can see here, there's several different buckets of money alone right there for rental and mortgage assistance and related programs. I will keep you updated in the future when this becomes available to claim. So again, make sure you're subscribed and you click the bell icon so you get notifications so you can claim this money when it becomes available. Okay, next up is the big one with stimulus checks, unemployment checks, and several different things. This comes from the House Committees of Ways and Means. So we're going to have a lot of details here. Okay, first up is the expansion and the extension of unemployment benefits. We have several of them here. The FPUC, the PUA, and the PEUC are all in here. So number one is these benefits are supposed to go until March 15th, 2021, but they're now extending them through August 29th, 2021, and will be increased to $400 per week, the unemployment bonus. It'll be $300 per week for all these different unemployment programs until March 15th, and then will increase to $400 per week until August 29th, 2021. Additionally, People who receive at least $5,000 in self-employment income in the most recent tax year and receive an unemployment benefit other than PUA will receive an additional $100 per week, so $500 per week. This is to help you make up basically if you're an employee and you have a side gig, you might be able to receive your $400 bonus, your state unemployment, and a $100 per week bonus money to help you make up some of the money that you might be missing out from your side gig. So there's actually a $500 unemployment bonus per week potential here for some people. On the PUA unemployment, this legislation would extend the time in which people can apply for PUA, Pandemic Unemployment Assistance, and increase the duration of benefits from 50 to 74 weeks. So they're actually increasing, you can get this for up to 24 more weeks, which is almost about an additional half of year. PUA provides weekly cash benefits for people who are unemployed, partially unemployed, or otherwise unable to work because of the virus, but who are not eligible for regular unemployment compensation, extended unemployment benefits, or the PEUC program. The PEUC program provides additional weeks of benefits for people who have exhausted their regular state unemployment benefits. The legislation would extend the time period in which these people can receive benefits and increase the duration of benefits from 24 to 48 weeks. This will also extend unemployment compensation temporarily full federal financing through August 29th, 2021. States are normally required to pay half of the cost of those benefits. However, because this legislation would also extend the number of weeks under the PEUC, the CBO expects that most people who would have received benefits in 2021 would receive PEUC benefits instead. Next up is the stimulus checks, the 2021 recovery rebates for individuals. That's a fancy way of saying stimulus check because technically your stimulus check is a rebate on your taxes. For tax year 2021, this would create a refundable tax credit of $1,400, $2,800 for joint filers, basically for a couple, plus $1,400 per dependent. The credit would phase out taxpayers with an adjusted gross income between $75,000 and $100,000, and between $150,000 and $200,000 for joint filers, basically just doubling the $75,000 and the $100,000. Head of households will be between $112,500 and $150,000. So basically, if you make less than $75,000 as a single or $150,000 as a joint filer, you will get the full $1,400 per person and $1,400 for children and $1,400 for dependents. If you make over $75,000 up to $100,000, you will get a reduced stimulus check. Over $100,000 for a single will not get any more check. $200,000 for a couple, or $150,000 for a head of household filer is the cutoff where you won't get anything else. You won't get a stimulus check at that point. Advance payments of these credits would be made, quote, as rapidly as possible, which means they're going to send this money out as fast as they can. Okay, now the eligibility for advance payments would be based on your most recent tax return. So that's what they're saying here. By 2019, if that's your most recent tax return, they will go off that one, or 2020 tax returns if you have already filed it. You can file your 2020 tax returns now, or you can wait on them if you think it might be a better advantage if you made more money in 2020 and you're over that $75,000 limit and you weren't in 2019, then don't file it. If you need to change your bank account information, or you made less money in 2020 and you're under that $75,000 threshold now, then you probably should file your taxes now as soon as possible. Any taxpayers eligible for a larger credit based on tax year 2021 could claim the additional amount when they file a 2021 tax return, most likely in the spring of next year. This is important here too. Taxpayers who are eligible for tax year 2021 credits that are less than their advance payment would not be required to repay the difference. So if they overpay you, you're not required to repay the difference. And here's a kicker here. And a social security number would be required for the eligibility of filers and their dependents. So it does look like you will need a social security number. We had seen some rumors that it might go to people without a social security number and just an ITIN number. But based on this wording, a social security number would be required for filers and their dependents. Next up is a big one, the child tax credit. These are these $3,000 to $3,600 stimulus payments that are going to go to children, or they actually go to the parents, but it's for the children. Section 9611 would expand the child tax credit for 2021 and allow taxpayers to receive the credit in advance of filing tax returns. The credit amount would increase from $2,000, what it was previously, to $3,000 for each qualifying child ages 6 through 17, or $3,600 for children under the age of 6. 17-year-old children would be eligible, and the credit will be fully refundable. The expanded portion of the credit would start a phase out with the same income limits we went over before: $150,000 for joint filers, $112,000 for head of household, and $75,000 for single filers. The phase out reduces the extended portion of the credit by $50 for each $1,000 in income over those numbers. The earned income tax credit, if you guys get this, it's another tax credit that you can get. This would expand that in several ways. Some of those changes would only apply to the tax year 2021, while others will be permanent increases for you. For tax year 2021, the amount of credit would be increased for taxpayers with no qualifying children. So if you don't have children, this is an increase for you. And eligibility for the credit would be expanded to higher income taxpayers and certain childless taxpayers who are younger than 25 or older than 65. Taxpayers would also be allowed to use their 2019 earned income to calculate the credit for their 2021 taxable year if their earned income in 2021 is less than it was in 2019. Okay, also we have the child care write-offs, basically, child care tax credit, basically. They're going to increase this up to 50%, of which you can pay, write off 50% of your child care costs on your taxes. This would also expand the exclusion for employer-provided assistance for dependent care, increasing the maximum amount of excludable earnings from $5,000 to $10,500 for a married couple filing jointly. I'll take myself out of the screen here so you can see this, but this is an example on this Congressional Budget Office of all the tax credits and refunds that certain ages and income limits will be able to receive. As you can see, literally some people of 64 years of age are going to be possibly able to claim $12,900 in tax credits through this third stimulus check package. And these are the different buckets of money that we talk about is available through these different stimulus check package. There's a lot of things in this entire bill that are going to be available for a lot of people. Okay, so I know there was a lot of legal mumbo jumbo there. We'll be going over this more in kind of layman's terms in upcoming videos. So make sure you subscribe, click the bell icon so you get notifications, and share this with your family and friends, as I'll be going over the details of this in kind of easier to understand terms over the next several videos. So make sure you don't miss out on new videos, and you can click this top video here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. And this video teaches you how to start your own business selling products on Amazon FBA. I have dozens of students that have replaced their 9-to-5 income selling products on Amazon, and I teach them how to do that. Click on one of those videos to watch them next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.
Yo, ding dong, man. Ding dong, yo. Yo, ding dong, man. Ding dong, yo. Yo, ding dong, man. Ding dong, yo.